2014 Ford Fusion. We have a check engine light. We're going to plug it into the scanner and see if we can figure out what's wrong with it. We have our Innova code scanner, OBD2, OBD1. Haven't tried it on a car this new, but we're going to see what it can do. Has the OBD2 plug. And if you look inside the car, it's just to the left of the steering wheel by the kick plate. PO245. PO246. So turbo wastegate not working. We'll go ahead and clear that. Okay, we cleared all of them. Start it up and see if it comes back. That's back. So the wastegate on the turbocharger is not registering or working correctly. Okay, so we traced the solenoid for the wastegate valve underneath the air cleaner inlet hose. Loosened this clamp, a clamp up here, popped a couple clips off of the air cleaner, moved the air cleaner, moved this hose, it's still connected, unclip this line, whatever this is, and right down here is the solenoid for the wastegate. This is my first time working on anything like this, at least from this vintage. And it looks like it has a line here that goes to the intake hose, another line here that goes somewhere off on the intake at another spot, and this line here in the middle is the control line for the wastegate. So I don't see anything overly obvious wrong with this right now, but we're going to disconnect the control plug, clean the contacts, make sure the contacts are good. Something we did notice is the air intake line has a bunch of oil that blew back in there, filled with some kind of contaminant. So I'm not 100% sure what that is. I'm going to stick a magnet in there and see if we get any metal particles. Some of it looks a little shiny, or it could just be dirt. I'm not 100% sure at this point. But this tube vents directly to that solenoid, so whatever's in here could potentially go back into that solenoid. So we're going to clean that out, put it all back together, and see if it makes a difference. Like, pop the connector off, you just have a little tab on the back, you push to release it and pull straight up, and when I did, I already wiped it off, but you can't hardly see it with the light, but there's what appeared to be oil on the face of the plug. Thought it was contact grease for a minute, but when you wipe it off, it looks exactly like just straight oil. Usually dielectric grease doesn't look that color. Contacts inside the solenoid appear to be oiled up pretty good. So we're going to hit that with some contact cleaner and put a little dielectric grease on it and put it back together. Starting to suspect that the whole solenoid valve is full of oil. So we're going to try to pop these hoses off of here and unbolt it and take it off and clean it the right way. One. There's two. Oh yeah, and she is full. I don't know if you can see it from here, but that whole end of that solenoid valve, where that vacuum was, is full of oil. Bring you in closer. Get a better light angle here. You can see that she's just full to the brim with motor oil. So that isn't going to work too good. I'm going to pop this other line off, remove it, give it a good cleaning, put it back together, and hope she works. Number 2. Alright, got the bolts removed. This is a 10 millimeter. Ooh, getting hot. Get a clear view of it. You can see better now that the in port here is completely full with oil, that it's sucked out of the intake. It's not coming out. Oh, there comes some. So that solenoid definitely isn't going to work when it's full of oil. Actually see down in the ports now. Yeah, the contacts almost look like they were like bathed in oil, so maybe the whole thing was full of oil for a while and it just kind of burned on those electrical contacts. We're going to try to clean it, maybe with a little nail file or a small piece of sandpaper, and we're going to clean all these ports out best we can and put it together and see if it works. If not, we're going to go ahead and replace this unit with a new one. Well, I couldn't find my nail file, but I got a small piece of emery cloth and my little baby needle nose pliers, so we're going to wrap the emery cloth around the contact and try to work it back and forth with these guys. Got a one-stroke wonder here. Believe it or not, it actually worked. Just be careful you don't pull the contacts out of the housing. Be really gentle when you're pulling on your pliers. Now we're going to put her back together, clean out the air intake lines, and see what happens. It's really difficult to get the right lighting, but we took a rag and wiped out the intake tube, and I'm definitely convinced now that there's some small metallic particles inside the tube. Okay, she's all back together. Just to recap, we had a hose clamp here, hose clamp back here. Underneath everything on the actual solenoid, we had 3 hoses we had to disconnect, electrical connection, and well, we uncoupled this hose here too as well to get this inlet tube out of the way, and the wastegate solenoid just popped right off. So don't be intimidated if you need to remove that. And also, we found out that this cover just pops right off, so if you need to get under there and access everything, it's a whole lot easier than I originally thought. So we're gonna close everything up here and take it for a test drive. Alright, so we're back at the Ford Fusion again today. This solenoid, or vacuum solenoid, is full of oil again. We tested for continuity and got about 1.8 ohms on it, so I don't think it's shorted out, but it definitely is filling with oil again. So we tracked this line back up, goes to this T, and then we unbolted this, what I can only think of is like a accumulator tank, and it I don't know if you can hear that. It sounds like I'm shaking a can of soda pop. So we're going to disconnect that and drain all the oil out of it that we can. So we got it removed from the car. I'm going to try to drain all the oil out of the port here. I don't think you can disassemble it.
I'm pretty sure that's not supposed to be in there. So it sounds like a soda pop can. So I can say that it had quite a bit of oil in there. Relatively sure it's not supposed to have that much oil in there. I'm gonna get some brake cleaner, put a little on the port, shake it up, and rinse it out to try to get some more of it out of there. Alright, no more sloshing around in there. I think we got most of the oil and then the brake cleaner that we put back in there out. So maybe that fixed it? I don't know. Okay, we took off this vacuum line that went from what I think is an accumulator tank. Connected in here to the engine. And then the other part of the T went to the solenoid over here. And that's the part that kept filling with oil. So we're gonna have to drain the solenoid again, wash it out, put everything back together. We did take, I believe this is a breather. We did take that out and the insides of it were loose. And I don't think it was, we didn't catch any pictures of it. It's like a one-way check valve. It allows it to create vacuum but not push air out. This reservoir has two of these torque head screws, T30 I believe. Okay, you can see she's full of oil again. I'm gonna go hit it with the air gun. I was able to leave the lower nut on and slip it out the top. That way it's easier to put back on and to take off. So just a little note when you're removing this unit. From the wastegate goes in the middle. The line that we took off and cleaned out from that reservoir and the, what I'm going to say is the top of the cylinder head goes on this front port. And then this other port is the line that's on the back of the intake tube. So we hook this up, put the intake tube back on and the air cleaner, and we can clear the codes and give it another try. That wouldn't be fun if it didn't start raining on you mid-process. All right, we're almost done.
Make sure you hook this guy back up. I already did. I believe everything's good to go. We just need to put this rubber cover back on. That thing's pretty slick. Alright, let's clear the codes and take her for a test drive.
Thanks for watching, everybody. I know this isn't one of our standard videos where we actually fix the problem. Unfortunately, we were unable to solve the problem for the customer in this particular application. I recommended that he take it to a Ford dealer that's more well versed in this engine and has better diagnostic equipment than what I do. Right now I'm just shooting from the hip, and while I think we were going in the right direction and solving some of the problems, I don't know that we know the reason why the vacuum accumulator was filling with oil. Maybe there's a plugged vent, or maybe a modulating pressure sensor that's not working right. Not 100% sure there. I definitely know that that vacuum accumulator and that solenoid valve, both of those, should not be full of oil. So I'll let you know what he says, and I'll update with another video, or I'll update in the comment section so everybody knows exactly what solved the problem and what was creating the problem. Right now I'm not 100% sure. My next step would be to replace that solenoid valve for the wastegate, but I could not even find it available through an aftermarket source, so that would be a official Ford part. If you experience this problem or know any information about this particular problem on the 1.5 liter Ecoboost, please leave a comment in the section below. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thanks everybody. Have a good night.